what if like if some floating point operation comes into picture? So there is no kind of support given by either of the instruction available there. Suppose if I try writing this, say for example add, and if I say ex comma 2.0 for example, then it definitely will give me an error because it doesn't understand this ex is a 32-bit number. Now I hope, I assume most of you did a course probably in your first semester, computer organization, or even you might have heard about that floating point data is treated differently than the numeric data. Correct. So that's the thing that we are going to majorly discuss today. So like we saw different declarations, like for example we saw db, we saw dw, we haven't used though, we used dd. Correct. Now I'm going to introduce something new, as you make use of dq or dt. Fine. So we majorly would be talking about now dq. This takes 8 bytes and this takes 10 bytes. 10 dt means 10 and dq means 8, and we are going to make use of this dq, for example rather, to really work out with the floating point operation. Now these registers which we saw earlier, say for example eax, ebx and so on, correct, ecx, edx till esp, ebp, correct. So they definitely are not useful in respect of the floating point operation. Now whenever we are dealing with these floating point operations, if these registers cannot be used, then we should find out some other way around to really make use of these floating point values. Now to achieve this goal, what happened was, like when 8086 came into picture as a processor, then suddenly people thought, can we compute some mathematical operations too, where some expressions would be there where floating point evaluation could be done. So that is the case why they introduced a processor called 8087, which was a co-numeric processor. Okay, when Intel came into picture rather with respect to this chip design. So this was a co-numeric processor. It was always used to be on your motherboard. Now your whole system, like what is the processor that you have on your system, no matter whether you are talking about mobile or whether you are talking about your laptop or desktop, that is inbuilt nowadays. It is single chip kind of device which takes care of majority of things. Now when we do talk about this co-numeric processor, what happened was, because of it, they introduced few new registers. So those are given names as like this: ST0, ST1, ST2, ST3, ST4, sorry, ST4, ST5, ST6, and ST7. Correct. So these are 80-bit registers. 80-bit register. So like if you really search about like if I have to handle floating point data, how to handle that. So like if you search on Google, like how the float data is represented, so you will see there is exponent included there, and mantis kind of thing would be there. Correct. So now when you do talk about such kind of aspects, how exactly this data might be handled. So let us try to see some examples. Now these registers which I talked about, these registers are not available directly as an access for us the way that we used to handle them. Correct. So you have this used as a stack. So for example, ST0 is here. Correct. ST1 is here. ST2 is here. ST is there. ST4, ST5, ST6 and ST7. So whenever you insert first value, whenever you assign a first value, it always go to ST0. Suppose you said, for example, 10.0. Now again, if you try to add one maybe move a value to another floating point registers, what happens is this 10 gets copied here and then new value comes here. If you again insert one more value, so 10 goes 20, 10, 20 goes here, you get 30 value here. So let me show you that thing. Fine. So for that purpose, let us try writing a program. So intro float.a. Is it visible, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So now please pay attention here. Now we are going to learn new instructions your earlier instructions like move and those cannot be used here. Fine. So section dot data. So say for example, I am saying first. Now when you have to declare a floating point value, you have to make use of DQ. First DQ, you say 1.0. Then you declare second, you say DQ 2.0. Third DQ 3.0. And suppose I am displaying this message MHGDB values is %f, correct, and then 10,0. Fine. Now let us go to like what is the change here? We are introducing quad, correct, quad. And now when we do talk about these values rather, okay, when I say values, when I say quad, we saw here DQ. In BSS you will see something called as rescue, reserve quad, okay, equivalent to DQ, fine, which can be used with BSS, rescue with BSS for float, fine, if you are declaring. So the way that we saw raise D, raise B and so on, you can see you can make use of rescue as well. Now section dot text. Now we have to add global main. Fine. So let me write. Now even printing a float value is really troublesome. So we'll understand that how it exactly it is to be done. Now can somebody tell me how many bytes are used whenever you push a value for printing purpose? Whenever you use one push, how many bytes are required? How many bytes are required for one push?
4 bytes.
4 bytes, correct. For one push, it is 4 bytes. But now, how many bytes do you have here for a word for this particular number? How many bytes you are having here? You are having totally 8 bytes, correct. So DQ means what? DQ means actually number of bytes are 8. DQ means equal to 8 bytes. Now if it is 8 bytes, then how exactly we are going to handle this? Because we can't push it directly. Fine. So this is one new trick that I am going to introduce here. Now, suppose I have to load this value, correct? The way that we use move, correct? So we will use an instruction called as FLD. Fine. So if I say FLD and I will write keyword, this FLD means what? Float load. What I said? Float load. Then keyword you write here first. Suppose I copy this, I write second thing now. Second. Again, now I am writing third. Fine. Okay. Now let us try to see what happens there, whatever the way that I talked about. So let me declare this as 10, 20, 30. Because I showed here in the example like this. So I want to see this, like what goes with ST0 towards the end. Fine. So we want to see this data. So are you with me right now? We are not printing anything. We are only seeing how the data goes. We are using FLD. FLD means what? Float load to ST0. Okay. With value at value represented by first. Okay. Now its meaning is what? Float load, same thing. Value represented by second. And this is third. So what it says? Value represented by third. Now you will like you will be surprised. Now for each case I wrote ST0, ST0, ST0. Now what happens there? Whenever you insert first, it will be with ST0. When you insert second, whatever the value that is there with first would be shifted to this. Say for example, earlier it was 10 with ST0, correct? So let me show you here. So I will remove these values. Say for a while, first value was 10, so it is here. Now when you insert second FLD, so this 10 goes here, this new 20 comes here. Now when you again apply FLD third, then 10 comes here, 20 goes here, and 30 comes over here. Correct. So let us try to see how exactly it works. Fine. Are you with me? Okay, so let me go here. Let me write NASM -f ELF 32. Sorry. Intro float.asm -g -fdor, because we have to debug this. We haven't used any printf, that's why. So GCC -m32 -g -fdwarf intro to float.o. Fine. Now if I write ./a.out, if errors are there, then errors would be shown. Now nothing is shown. So let us go to GDB. Fine. Now if I say, for example, breakpoint main, fine. If I say run, and if I say ni, I cannot see anything, correct? So now if I really talk about, for example, if I write info all registers, fine. What was the third value which we inserted? It was 30, correct? Second was 20 and first was 10. So if I see info all registers, try to see what are the values with ST0, ST1 and ST2. Can you see these registers here? These all? Can you see them?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now see, I hope it is visible now. Correct? ST0, ST1. Now if you see this 30, 20, 10, was it in the same order like I inserted here? ST2 is having 10. Now see what is ST2 is having. ST1 is having 20. What is ST1 is having? ST0 is having 30. What is ST0 is having? 30. Correct? Okay. Now if I have to display this particularly with every line. So these are all registers supported by your processor. Fine, all registers. So we already used these all EAX, ECX, EDX, EBX, ESP, EVP, ESI, EDI. We haven't used this, but I showed you how this EIP is used, and we have also seen this. These are segment registers. These are your float registers, ST0, ST1 and so on. Fine. And these are control registers used by float operations. Then there are some internal registers. Later comes this YMM0, YMM1, YMM2 and so on. So these are used for different operations related to SIMD kind of operation. Single instruction, multiple data. Okay. And multiple instruction, single instruction. Whatever the things that we saw in this LLP course, they all are single instruction, single data. Correct. Every instruction works with only one data element. Fine. So now let us display the registers. How will you display this? You write this $ST0. Fine. You write ST1 and you write ST2. Fine. Now let us start run. Execute this. What are the values initially? Always your stack of float point is initiated to 0. So if I write display ST4, ST3, ST4, ST5, ST6 and ST7. Fine. So if I say run again, so now these are the values. Every whole stack at the start for float point operations, it is initialized to 0. Now let me write ni. So it is executing this FLD first statement now. So that value should come here. What are the value that is there with first? Can you see 10? Okay. So if I write ni, now this 10 should shift to ST1 because it is working as on a stack. So now second value should go to ST0. That's what we are saying. Float load to ST0, value represented by second. Correct? Now if I say again FLD third, we said float load to ST0, value represented by third. So now while it is moving that, while it is storing that value, loading that value to that respective ST0, ultimately values are automatically adjusted internally. So if I say 3, then you may see 3 values are added. Fine. So this is FLD. Understood? Understood this stack? Yes, please.
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Yes, sir.
I have a question.
1 minute. 1 minute. So let me write this maybe 1, 2, 3. Now how many values are there? 6, correct? Now I am pasting this way, and this is 7th value. So we have 8 values, na? 0 to 7. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we have to add one more. Fine. Now we will add third letter. Now 1 minute. Let me finish this. I will address that. So NASM, GCC. Now let us write GDB a.out. Fine. Breakpoint main display $st0, st1, st2, st3, st4, st5, st6, and st7. Fine. Now let us say run. You don't have anything. So first value is stored 10. Now second value is added 20. Now see that. So we gave 10, 20, 30, 10, 30, 30. So it is kind of cycle. So again 30. Correct. Now you got st0 30. Now we are again writing FLD keyword first. Now see what is happening. Again it started adding that. So it is simply moving the data further. Can you see that? Now this is last. Fine. So the values are adjusted. What happens if I try to insert one more? Fine. I will answer your questions. Let me show you this first. Now I will add one more there. Control V, and then I am adding this third. Fine. So now you have how many values? See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and you have registers only 8. Correct. So now let us see what happens. NASM, GCC, GDB, display $st0. You can write even info all registers, but it will show you all registers. So I don't want those all registers to be seen. So I'm simply writing this for specific registers, st5, st6, and st7. So breakpoint main run. Now see here, first, second, third. First, okay, so like, have you seen this? What happened there? It is saying NaN. Have you experienced this error sometime? This is N is not, A is A, and N is not a number. NaN means what? Not a number. Yes. Now what happened was, when the stack was full, this way, you tried inserting again one more element, then it said it actually shifted everything. It shifted everything, like everything was shifted. You can see here, but it gave error for that load. So you cannot keep loading the values like this. First of all, you should remove from the stack. Now, how can you remove them? Fine. So now let me answer the queries that you may have. Yeah, Maimuna, you were asking something.
Yes, sir. My question was, what would happen if we put more than 8 values?
So you understood now, correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay, good. Any other question?
So this means that we can't use more than 8 values at the same time.
Yeah, no, I will show you how to do that.
Okay.
Any other question?
No, sir.
Yeah, so let me see whether anybody is having other questions. Yes, please. No questions? Chiranjeev? Apte साहेब?
No, sir.
शांत एकदम. पुणेरी असे लोक शांत बसले चांगले नाही वाटत.
Nice, sir.
You
Nice.
have this now. Now let us say I have to use these 8 values. Fine. Now I will show you one important thing. Now let us go to our code. I hope you understood this code. So I will save this code and I will remove this last parameter there. Fine. So that it should show you how to make use of st0. Fine. So let us copy this intro float dot asm float underscore 2 dot asm emax float. Now suppose I have to store these values with register with the variables. So what you do is you write section dot bss. Fine, and then you write, say for example, first underscore 1 rescue reserve code 1 second underscore 1 rescue 1 third underscore 1 rescue 1. So suppose we are declaring these three values. Fine, and now I assume now you understood this FLD, everyone. So I'm removing rest. Fine, with assumption that you all understood, because no question is there right now. Now we have these three values. Now the way that we loaded these values with first, I want to load this value to, I want to store, rather not load, store this value with st0 with second value with first. So let me write this. There is an option, the way that we had FLD, there is something called a FST. This is store float, where it is to be stored. Store this as keyword of first underscore 1. Fine. Now let me write this control Y, control Y, control Y. Third. Sorry, I forgot that second. So I'm making some change in the order so that like we will experience some different thing. Second, third, and first. Fine, we are storing them. Now suppose I want whatever the value those were stored with this, I will again load them with my register. So I will write here FLD, FLD, FLD. And because I cannot see stored values, if I try to display the variables, it will give me an error. Fine. So what we will do is we have loaded the values with first, second, third, st0, st1, st2. All those values will be stored. That's what our understanding is, correct? Now, can somebody help me out to explain the way that I wrote this float FLD thing for load? Can somebody tell me with respect to the three above statements, what will happen with FST? What would be the values with all these three variables? Can somebody tell me? What value would be there with second underscore 1? No? Okay, let us try. Our program name was float this. Fine. Now GCC float this. Fine. Let us write GDB. Display $st0, st1, st2, st3, st4, st5, st6, and st7. Breakpoint main run. Fine. So if I say print, okay, we'll see this how to do that. Okay, can we see that even? So run now. Next instruction. Can you see 10, 20, 30 added? Correct. Now we are ready storing this value into second underscore 1. So what value should go there with second underscore 1? Can somebody tell me? Whatever the value that is there with st0 should go there, correct? Correct. So let us do this. Execute. Third also should contain now what are the value after that with st0. What is the value with st0? Say 30. 30 should go to third. What should go to first again? FST. FST means store the value in the designated location which is given as an operand. Correct. So each case, like if I see now each case, now let us load the values. You will see that each case is having 30, 30, 30. Because what FST does? What FST does? Let me write it there. FST only adds the value which is available with your ST0 register. So for example, I will say this, I will copy this comment and I will paste this comment over here. So I will say float store from ST0 to value represented by. Now we have written different variables, so we will add that. So second underscore 1. Correct. What float store from ST0 to ST0 as value represented by second underscore 1. Same case. If I go here, I will write this, paste. Here I will replace only this. So this is third. Understood this? Store does what? Stores whatever the value that is represented by. That is represented by
ST0.
0. Every time FLD and FST will work with ST0 only. Fine. Understood. Now I am making a simple change here. Fine. So let me now. I hope you understood this, correct? So I will remove this.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, can you please explain FST again?
FST.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
What FST does is FST picks whatever the value that is stored with ST0 and stores to the designated location given as an operand. So here the designated location we gave was keyword of second underscore 1, which was a variable declared in BSS. Right. So whatever the value that is there with ST0 will go to second underscore 1. Now when we executed the code, there was no change in ST0 because we saw these three values there na, with ST0, ST1 and ST2. Fine. Earlier. Correct. So there was no change with ST0. That's why it was showing that part. Now let me show you how can I take those three separate values there. Now let me store remove these three statements. I will keep this code as it is. I hope I answered your query. Who asked the query?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now what I'm doing is I'm copying this code again and I'm saying float underscore 3. Emacs float underscore 3 dot ASM. Now see, I'm making some small change. I'm removing this thing. Fine. And I'm writing here one instruction with P. P means what? Pop. Means remove it. Now what should happen is let us talk about that Excel file again. Now these were the values added. Now whenever you say pop FSTP, so this would be popped. Now this 20 will shift here, this 10 will shift here. Whatever 10, 20 was shown there. Na? So when you say FSTP, this 30 will be stored to the designated memory location. And then this 20 and 10 will shift below. Now again when you write FSTP, this 20 will get removed and it will see 10. Now when again you write FSTP, this becomes 0. Fine. So let us see how it works. So let us save our code. I have written FSTP. FSTP means store and pop. What it means? Store and pop. So let us see this case. NASM float 3. GCC float 3 GDB dot slash a dot out. So we'll again we'll display now only 3 because we know that we have pushed only 3 values. Sorry. Display $st0, st1, st2. Fine. Breakpoint main run. Now see, first 10. The definition st0 should store value represented by first. So we see that 10 is added. Now second represents 20. Now st0 should contain 20. Now what happens is if st0 is already having a value, that value is shifted to st1. Fine. So we see this. Now st0 is having value. That value is shifts to next value if new another FLD is there. But at that time, if that st1 is having value, that value would be shifted to st2 and so on. Fine. So let us see these 3 are added. Now let us see this what happens. Now I am using FSTP. Now what happens is this 30 should be removed. Now st1 would be shifted to st0, st2 would be shifted to st1. Now see what happened. Can you see the thing that I showed in Excel spreadsheet? Like see what I showed was 2010. Correct. Now we are seeing it from this side, bottom up kind of thing. Now only 10 should be there. So if I say ni, you will see 10. If I say ni, everything is 0. Now Maimuna, now your question was, what about if I have to use more than 8 values? You can store them in the temporary variables. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Understood this FSTP? FSTP does what? Whatever the value is stored with st0, that st0 value would be stored to a designated operand, as well as it will pop the value with FSTP. And if you write FST, it will take only st0 value. Is that okay now? Fine. So let us let us go to this code. Now we had seen this float 3.asm. This was the code, correct? We saw FSTP. Now I will add one more instruction now. I hope you understood. Let us try to print it first. Fine. So say Emacs float underscore 3 float underscore 4.asm. Sorry, we should write copy cp asm float underscore 4.asm Emacs float underscore 4 asm. Now we have to copy. So let us say we are here. Which is the st0 value now? Can somebody tell me which is st0 value? What is represented by st0 currently? With this
30.
code, 30, correct? Because it was the last value. Fine. Now suppose I want to print this. So what to do? Now what is the size of this data? Third value is represented by how many bytes? DQ. DQ means 8 bytes. Now if I have to push it into the stack, onto the stack, every push, if I try to do this, suppose I write push keyword of third. Fine. Only let us see this. I will write it here, add ESP comma 4. Okay, for additional like only popping purpose. Huh? It should give us an error with push only. Even if I don't write this, it should give us error. Let us see NASM. NASM. Yeah. 4. What it says? Instruction not supported in 32-bit mode. Line number 19. Fine. Now line number 19 is this. You cannot write like this. Now if I have to write, I have to do this. I should store this third value in a stack. So that's why you let me write this. Say for example, what should I do? You have to push. You have to push means what you write. Let me try this. Sub ESP comma. How many bytes are to be added in a stack to store this value? 8. Fine. Suppose I write this and I am writing fstp keyword at the address represented by ESP. Fine. This automatically took care of push function, or sorry, push instruction to store the value. Because what we said, store with pop to the address represented by here. So the representation address is ESP. Correct. We push the value. Now I am writing push MSG. MSG is value is thing, and then I write call printf. Now I have to write add. How many push are there, by the way? We saw only one push here, correct? But this fstp and address represented by ESP already took 8 bytes. So this 8 plus this 4. So I have to write add ESP comma 12. Let us see whether it works or not. So let us first assemble. Good. So no error. At least we are through with it. 4. Now A dot out. What happened here? Value is 30. Okay. So let me go back. I will explain this. Wait for a while. I am copying this code and again pasting it 2 times because I have 3 values, correct? I have how many values? 10, 20, 30. Nah? So it should show me 30, 20 and 10. And if I try to display it again, we'll see what happens. So let me assemble. I copied it 3 times with earlier case to be printing 30. Fine. GCC and then you say A dot out. Now we saw that when we tried pushing more than 8, correct? When we tried pushing more than 8, it gave us NAN error. Correct. Now when you are trying to pop when there is nothing, so you said fstp. So these values were popped already. Now there is no value remaining in the stack. Then you are still trying to pop the value. That's why it said NAN. Because how many prints are there? We have included 4 prints. Fine. Let us see that. Let's float 4.asm grep call pipe wc dash l. How many calls are there? 4 calls. One can see that. So this what I did was I displayed this list. I tried finding out how many times call is shown. Okay, and then I am counting word. How many lines are there? So wc dash l. So I'm using 3 instructions. These are Linux instructions, by the way. Less, grep, and wc. Fine. Okay, so let me go back here in the code. Now what happened? Let me tell you what exactly happens. So you are creating a space. Create space on the stack to store a float value. And that is the reason you write sub ESP comma 8. Now what you are doing here? Store value represented by st0 at the address represented by ESP, or you may say like add the store at the like at stack and pop from st0. Fine. And this was your push MSG. That should be clear. Now next time again it is going to do same thing here. When you said create space on the stack. Now as it is already popped, so what would be there? Shifting would be there, correct? 30, 20, 10 was there. When 30 was printed and popped, if you don't pop it, suppose you don't write this. For example, you don't write this fst. If you don't write this fstp, okay, let me show you that part as well. What happens? Fine, we are having 4 values. And let us see what it displays. What it displayed? it displayed all 30 because it is only picking value from ST0. It is not popped because we said we haven't used FSTP here. See here, we used FST only in all 4 cases, FST, FST, FST. And as we wanted to print all 3 values, that's why we are writing pop, store and pop, store and pop. Suppose I don't write this for next one. So let us say it will show 30, 20 and then 10, 10 for the case, for both the cases. So if I go with NASM, GCC, A dot out. Correct, because I haven't popped after printing the last value. Correct. If I see my code is FSTP for first value, FSTP for second value, and I have written only FST. So if I write FSTP, then you will see error there with the last value, and that's what it showed us. NAN, NASM, GCC, and A dot out. Because all values which were stored onto the stack are popped, we cannot work out. Understood this printing function? Any question? Yeah, any question with this? I will remove the last part. Okay, so this comment which I added for sub and FSTP would be true for all, because it is always going to pick from ST0. All float point instructions will work with ST0 only. So how many instructions we saw till now? 3. Is that fine? Is that fine?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So I will keep this as it is. I will go to next. I assume everybody got understood this. So CP float 4.asm, float 5.asm. Now we will add one more instruction. Okay, please wait. Okay, sorry. Now we have another program. So let us go to Emacs float 5.asm. Now what I'm doing is I added. Okay, we will keep this. We'll keep these two. Now what I want to add first and second together. So now every instruction, as I said earlier, every instruction which we'll be using for floating point, almost every time to operate with the numbers, we will use F as a prefix. So I will write FAD ST0, ST1. Fine. What it does? ST0 is equal to ST0 plus ST1 with this case. Fine. Let us see what happens. So what is first and what is second now? 10 and 20. Fine. So we should see sum as 30. So let us say NASM, we have 5, GCC 5. What happened was it is not 10 and 20 because we already pushed 3 values. So addition of 30 and 20 would be 50. Fine. Let us try to debug this. Breakpoint main display $ST0, ST1, ST2, and I will take ST3 even. So though we are not going to make use of it. Fine. So run. First value is loaded. Now shifted. Again, second value is with ST0, third value with this. Now we are saying FAD ST0, ST1. Now what is the addition? One can see ST0 equal to ST0 plus ST1 is done. This one was carried out and we saw 50 value now. And now we are popping this value by printing it. So let us print. Suppose it will waste its time in printing. So it will print after a while. Now add ESP comma tell. You may see now the 50 was popped up. Correct? Can you see that popped up? Now only 20, 10 are remaining. Because why? We wrote FSTP. So when that FSTP was executed, So one can see here, when that FSTP got executed, after this instruction, the next instruction of push MHG, that time only that ST0 was popped. Are you with me? Yes? Understood now? Yes, please.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So you got now a pad. So let us write now. We'll copy this code with 5 to, sorry, 6. Fine. Emacs float 6.asm. We said FAD, we printed it, correct? Now I will copy this, sorry. I will write, and instead of this stg FAD, I will write fsub. Fine. So let us see. Let us try compiling, assembling this. So I added fsub. So now 10, 20 would be the remaining, correct? So this subtraction should happen 20 minus 10. Fine. So GCC. This is 6. Sorry, I forgot to make it 6. 6. Now execute. Addition is 50 and subtraction of this is 20, 10. So let us try to debug this. GDB a.out. Okay. Breakpoint main display st0, st1, st2, and yeah, these are sufficient for us. So we'll say run ni 10, 20, 30 is loaded. FAD 50 is there. So now it will print. So this printing was done. It is popped. Now remaining are 20 and 10. Correct. Value is 50 is printed. Now we are back to our code. Now fsub st0 minus st1. What is value with st0? 20. What is value with st1? 10. Correct. So what we are getting? 10. Can you see that? This was, sorry, I forgot to change this. It was minus fsub. Correct. I forgot to make this change, but this fsub internally work. Though let us not pay attention to the comment. Fsub st0 st1. So if you write this, then it will do this. Now what if I make change to the code like this? We'll write here st1 and st. Don't pay attention to this now for a while. Okay. So I will add it later. nasm gcc ./a.out. Okay, now let us debug gdb ./a.out. Breakpoint main, sorry. Breakpoint main display $st0, st1, st2 run. Now see, first, second, third. We got add. Okay, it is popped. So this print got executed. Yeah. Now we have fsub st1 comma st0. What is st1? 10. What is st0? 20. 10 minus 20. What would be the sum? What would be the subtraction? You can see minus 10 with st1. Can you see that? Can you see that? But now when we printed it, we picked st0, so it should print 20 only. We haven't printed this st1. Correct. Understood this? What I tried showing here. You can write any order. It is not necessary that st0 would be there. It can be any order. Is that fine? And while this is printed, it will print this. So if you may see here, it prints 20 there directly. Sorry, it should have printed minus 10, but we haven't provided that. Now suppose I want to achieve the same goal. So like, sorry, let us go here. I will write this original one st0 comma st1. Comment is what? st0 is equal to st0 minus st1. Fine. Now you may see, like, when it gets popped, what would be remaining? Okay, let me save this code. Let me go back and let me write again NASM float 6, GCC float 6, GDB dot slash a dot out. We'll write breakpoint directly here. Okay, breakpoint main display dollar st0, st1 and st2. So we'll add one more breakpoint as line number 33, which was the last line. Correct. Now we want to see what are the contents of st0 that time. Fine. I am saying run and I am pressing C to continue. It should jump directly to our next breakpoint. So it already executed everything, like it displayed 50, it displayed 10. What is remaining with st0? st0 is having 10. So if I continue with this, st0 will remain as 10 when the code ends. Fine. So it will take some time to execute and then it come out. So nothing would be shown to you. But we have seen that this 10 would be stored always there. Fine. Any question till this?
Sir,
Ah,
why does it take so much time to execute when it's showing the same thing?
yeah. So it is because it is going here in this library codes. Correct. Now see, it is like two different religions. For example, your country and my country, there is one festival which is common to us. Fine. Correct. So suppose it is New Year for you. Now,
Yes.
New Year, your celebration of New Year and my celebration of New Year, it may depend on where exactly I am or you are. Am I right?
Right.
And we say that it is going to be same. It cannot be same. Not a single time, because parameters would be different every time whenever you are working with at individual place. Now, when it reaches here, it is taking time here only in this library. That's what I tried showing you. Like we always say, main is the first function which gets executed, but always main is called by some other function which are getting executed here, and that's why it is taking some time to execute with all library functions. Fine.
Fine, sir.
Okay. Any other question? Any other question?
No,
No?
sir.
सर
Yeah.
कमेंट मध्ये लिहिले.
हा. काय लिहिलंय? हॅलो, कमेंट मध्ये लिहिलंय. अरे तू बोल की, काय प्रॉब्लेम नाही. मराठी, हिंदी, इंग्लिश काय पण चालतंय आपल्याला. कुठल्या कमेंट मध्ये काय लिहिलं? प्रजापती कोणी खरात नाही लिहिलं. We are trying to store load values, but while debugging, only integer part is being displayed. 10. Okay. I will show you that part even. Like I will try to address what Sujit said. Fine. So let me take this code only. Correct. In this case, when we said 10, 20, 30. So if I now let me write them as 10.30, 45, 20.34, 30.73 or 74. Fine. Now when decimal values are, now let us try to we worked with float, na 6. So we'll make the change float GCC. Fine. Now if I debug this, so display dollar, I will display only st0 and st1, then you will understand that. Fine. Sujit, are you there? Now see here what the value is represented. What was the value you gave? What was the value you gave? It was 10.45. This would be always written like this. So for us, it is rounded value as 10.45, correct? So what would be st1? It would be 10.44 thing would be there, and st0 will have 20.3399, something like this. For example, let us try this. Got it? As we haven't given any number after decimal point, it was 0. So that's why it is only showing us that 10.0 instead of showing 10.0, it is showing us 10. Sujit, have I answered your query now?
हो sir.
Okay, good. So let me see another query. When NaN error occurs, it affects any value register? No, it will an error. It will give an error. Like for example, when you try to do that. Okay, so I assume we wrote it with float 1. No, we had 2. Na? We wrote this one. Na? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We wrote FLD. Na? So let me show you that part. So I will copy this as a temporary code. CP float underscore 2.asm float temp.asm Emacs float temp.asm. Now in this code, what I will do is I will not write this FST. Now there are 6 na, so we will add a few more. We'll add this. Fine. Now we will not debug this code, by the way. We will write nasm-elf32 float temp not asm gcc-m. I will not debug this code to show you what it shows there. Not o. Now let me write this. Now as we haven't printed anything, that's why it is showing us. It is not showing us any error. But if I try to print something, like, and then it possibly may give me an error the way that it is showing NaN. So you will see that NaN error will not continue working if you get an NaN error, because see, we only started loading the values. Fine. That error was generated internally, but it would not be a runtime error. It would be kind of logical error. But when you try to work with that data, then only it will show you that error at runtime. Fine. So NaN means what? It is trying to load, but it cannot fit. Like see, your length is described. You can only store 8 values. When you are trying to store 9th value, it adjusted, but it cannot do that, because this is how Intel designed that processor aspect, or even NASM added that part there. Harish, understood? Okay. So can we move next then? So our last code was, sorry, our last code. I will keep this temp as well for your reference purpose. Fine. So let us copy now float underscore 0. Oh, we already said 7. Na? Yeah, we will go with 7. Emacs float 07.asm. Now this is the code. Now I am showing you one more instruction. So let us say I am removing this fsub. Now here we said st0 is equal to st0 minus st1. Suppose I want like this, st0 equal to st1 minus st0. But my fsub will not do this. Correct? My fsub will do what? st0 minus st1. But I want reverse. So you write here only r. So it says reverse subtraction. Fine. So let us try doing this. Okay, so we have 2 values. Fine. So let us assemble. I have used only what? Sub r float .07.asm dash g dash f dwarf gcc dash m32 dash g dash f dwarf float 07.4 gdb.data.out. Okay, so let us write first run. So this is the value. Now you may see value is minus 10. It got subtracted. Fine. But let us see how it goes through debugging process st1 and st2. So breakpoint main. Now run. First value is loaded. Second value is loaded. Third value is loaded. Now what we wrote? f sub r st0 comma st1. We achieved that thing earlier, if you recall. We said f sub st1 minus st0, correct? Can you recall that? In one of the example, we saw f sub st1 comma st0. But it was always the sum would be stored with the first parameter. In this case, we are writing f sub r. Fine. Now let me say ni. What happened? 20 minus 30 is carried out in a subtraction method, and then result is stored with st0. Correct? So can you use r for add? 2 plus 3 and 3 plus 2. They are same. Which property is that? From mathematics perspective, which property is that? 2 plus 3, 3 plus 2.
Commutative.
Okay. So can I write a minus b and b minus a equal? Can I say a minus b and b minus a are equal?
No.
No,
No.
we cannot. Correct. Same thing will be true for MUL. Same thing would be true for MUL. 2 multiplied by 3 and 3 multiplied by 2. Correct? Will be same. But if I write div 3 by 2 and 2 by 3, are they same? So
No.
for div and sub, there is an instruction called R. Fine. Okay. So let me go back to my code. Sorry. Let me go back to my code. So you understood now this sub R. Can I assume this? We'll remove this. Okay. We'll write again fstp. Fine. And then we will use temp. Keyword temp. We'll write this. We'll remove the value and we'll work again. So I'm declaring here temp value. Okay, we can write instead of temp, we will write first. We are trying to remove that value, which was first underscore 1. So that way it will remove everything now. 2 values are loaded, 2 values are processed, and first value result was replaced. Only 10 was remaining in that case. That 10 also would be removed here. Fine. Now let me go here. Copy this code. Let me write this. I will try writing this and we will see whether it shows us error. I am using fmul. Fine. Okay. So nasm 07 gcc 07 execute. Fine. Let us write gdb dot a dot out breakpoint main display dollar st0 st1 sorry st1 and st2 breakpoint. Sorry, we already gave breakpoint main. We'll jump directly to this. We already know. We already saw this f sub na f sub r. We'll jump directly to this place 29 b29. I will say continue. So it already executed this thing. Now we are here. Everything is cleared. All values are popped because we also wrote again fst there, fstp above this. Fine. So let us see here. We are again loaded the values because we popped the last 10 value even with first one. Now we are again loading first and second. So ni 10 20. Now fmul st0 comma st1. Multiplication done. Correct. Yes. I myself am saying yes. Yes, I understood it. Fine. Ni. And then it is popped. Correct. So that 200 would be printed. 200.000. Fine. Now let me go back to my code again. Emacs. I will write this FSTP again after this pop. Fine. I will copy these codes and now I am writing fmul की जगह पर लिखता हूँ fdiv. Fine. Let us write GCC. Sorry. NASM GCC execute. Fine. Now let us debug this gdb./a.out. Now if we see, we already saw multiplication, correct? Where is the multiplication line? Line number somewhere here. So we will reach to this line number 39 because this prints multiplication above. So this will give us div. So we will write B39 breakpoint 39. Say display $st0, sorry, st0, st1. Fine. Please avoid this st1. So by mistakenly I wrote it. So say run. Fine. Don't pay attention to this sto now. I by mistakenly wrote it. Now FLD first. 10 is there, 20 is there. Now you are dividing st0, st1. So 20 divided by 10, it would be 2. Correct, and then the 2 would be pop. Fine. Now if I write div r, so let us copy this again. I will write here div r, reverse. Fine. Let us go back. NASM GCC. Now you may see 10 divided by 20. कितना आएगा? This was 20 divided by 10, correct? This is 10 divided by 20. Okay, so this definitely would be 0.5. Correct? 1 by 2 would be there, na? So ultimately it is 0.5. Got this dvar even? Let me show you that code so that you can understand. Control case. This was for subtraction. This was for mul. So st0 is equal to st0 multiplied by st1. And here what it is? st0 is equal to st0 divided by st1. And here it would be what? st0 is equal to st1 divided by st0. Is that fine? Understood? Yes. Understood these instructions?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I made some mistake here. So this was first.1. Yeah. Fine. Now I will show you few more instructions. Now let's see how many
Hello?
values only you. Yeah. Somebody was asking.
Yes. Sir, I have two questions.
Good.
The first question is, why do we need div fdiv r if we can simply exchange the places of the registers that we are giving?
This facility was given with respect to, like, your operations might require that kind of stuff. You are making changes into second parameter. You don't
Okay,
want to touch.
But
so
it's the
it is
same
address-
thing. For example, fdiv r st0, st1, it's the same thing as fdiv st1, st0, right?
Yeah, but value would be stored in st1.
So both values are stored in st1.
We wanted to store value with st0 only, na? That's why we used dvar. Like if you write fdiv st1, there is nothing called st0 as a source or destination.
Right. So the value is always stored in the first given register.
First argument for fdiv, fadd, then fmul and fsub.
Okay. Thank you,
Okay.
sir.
Yeah. Any other question?
No, sir.
Yes. Any other question from others? Okay, good. So now I will show you few good instructions. Okay, I'm saying myself them to be good instructions because I know they will help you out with respect to understanding you few more things. Please avoid this background voice. I will remove everything now from here. Below thing, yeah. I will delete all. You also know this. I will remove these all. Let us say we'll keep up to this. We'll remove this too. We are printing, that's why I'm keeping this for printing purpose. Fine. I will write FLD0. So 0 I will write as FLDZ. Fine. What I wrote? I wrote FLDZ. It says what? Store 0 with ST0. Fine. So let us translate this. NASM control R NASM. This is float 8 control R GCC. This is float 8 and then. So you may say if I don't write FLD Z, it should again do the same thing. Correct? Are you with me? If I don't write FLD Z, we know that it is 0 by default. ST0, ST1, ST2 are 0. Correct? Now let us see if I remove that statement, then we will try to print the value. So I will put comment here. Now it should print again 0. That's what our understanding is. Now you will see your favorite error probably. Because there is nothing pushed by you onto the stack of float. Correct? You haven't added any value to stack of float data. That's why it is giving you an error. So that is the reason why you use this FLDZ. Suppose you want to initialize ST0 for some purpose. Is that fine? Understood this FLDZ? Yes, please. Now let us take another one. So I will write here FLD1. If you want to initialize it with 1. If you want to print the value with 1. So this value would be stored with always ST0 whenever you write it. FLD1, FLD0 and FLDZ. Now you may see next value was printed as 1. Correct. Now let me introduce one more to you. I will copy this. Sorry. I will write in place of FLD1, I will write FLDPI. PI means what? For us, pi. What is pi value? What is pi value?
3.14.
Okay, let us see. Can you see that? 3.14. Correct? Fine. So we added now few instructions like FLD1, FLD0. Now this is what? Store 1 with ST0. Store pi value. That is 3.14, and like because of float thing, it shows that FLD pi. Fine. Now let me say, so we'll give some number here. So which we can like, let me give you a 36. 36 का square root कितना आएगा? What would be square root of 36? What would be square root of 36? 6. 6. Okay. You write this and you write FSQRT. Okay, and then I will copy this whole thing. So what is the first value we added as 36? I will show you that you through debugger also you can see that. Sound. Okay, so when you work with this, let us see NASM GCC this. Now let me show you through debugger what happens. Fine. So we'll put breakpoints. Yeah. So ultimately there. So we'll put breakpoint at line number 16. Okay. Then we'll put breakpoint to next as line number 25. Okay. We'll put breakpoint because it will waste our time in seeing the values there. That's why I'm directly putting the things. Breakpoint at 33 and next it at this 40. Okay, so B 40 display dollar. Now we have used only one value, that's why I will display only st0. Fine. So you say run. So first is st0. Fine. So if I say ni, you may see first value was added there, correct? So I'm saying continue C, it will jump to next. So it shows value is 0. Fine. Now next instruction we used was FLD1, correct? So that's why st0 is containing 1. Fine. So if I say ni, if I say continue, it will print C. Now next value is FLD pi. So that's why it was showing 3.14. Now next value is, now we will try to pop this. So it would be continue. Now we said first. So if you recall, with first we gave 36. So that's why it is showing us 36 here. Correct. Now when you write FSQRT, it says whatever the value that is available with st0, whatever the value that is available with st0, take square root of it. Correct. So if I write ni, you may see 6 is computed. Are you with me? Understood this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Now think of this. I want to solve an equation minus b plus square root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a. What is this? You say plus minus, huh? Minus b plus minus square root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a. What you call this as? You must have written a C program to compute this. Roots of quadratic equation, correct? Roots of quadratic equation. Now I want you to write maybe in next 1 hour. Deadline for you is say for example 12 p.m. 11.59 p.m. today. You have to submit a code which will help you out to compute this minus b. You pick only plus, for example, plus square root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a. Will you do that? I should not ask that. I should say you should do that because I showed you mul, I showed you sub, I showed you division, I showed you square root. Correct. Work with this. Understood everything? If queries are there, you can ask me. Are there any queries? Are there any queries?
Hello, sir.
हाँ बोला.
Do we have to give the values for B, A, and C?
Yeah, you have to, na? You have to, na?
Yes.
So
User
can
will
take,
give values for it, right?
yes, you will give the values as an input in your data section. Fine.
Okay, sir.
And
Okay,
then
sir.
you try to read that. So I will upload this star now there on Moodle. So any question? Is there any question? No, in comment also there is no question. If you have any question, you can ask me.
हॅलो सर.
हा.
सर LLP आणि ADC ची एक्झाम प्रोबॅबली केव्हा असेल हे कळेल
चुकीचा
का?
प्रश्न, चुकीचा प्रश्न. का बरं रे?
नाही सर, आमचा टेंटेटिव्ह टाइम टेबल आलेला आहे म्हणून विचार.
तुमच्या याच्यात काय टाकलेलं आहे?
आमच्या याच्यात आमचे सब्जेक्ट्स टाकलेले आहेत सर टाइम टेबल.
ओके ओके. तुमचे कधी नाही ना, ते मला कळवून द्या. मी त्याच्याप्रमाणे
सर.
सेटअप करतो. ठीक आहे.
ओके.
ठीक आहे. अँड वी विल ऍडजस्ट. डोंट वरी. आय विल टेक केअर ऑफ दॅट.
ओके सर.
Right? ठीक आहे. Any other question other than this? By the way, we are going to have our exam. I can show you that part now. Okay, we are integrating the data of mathematics as well as computer science. Fine. So let me show you how exactly we'll be working. See, currently we are using which Moodle system? SPPU Moodle dot Uniponent. क्या था हमारा? SPPU Moodle dot. Our site was this sppmoodle.uniponent.ac.in, correct? Now for the exam we are going to make use of this moodle.sppulms. I will communicate that to you all .in. Now we are processing your data. So when you click on this Microsoft, your data would be added here. So right now our data is not integrated yet. Even mathematics data I assume not integrated yet. So this will be new user interface, that new Moodle system upgraded one. So you click on this Microsoft, you are going to log in like this. Okay, all B18 and B19 students are going to log in like this. So it will open up this page. Fine. Okay, if you don't have team ID, I hope like I asked all B19 and B18 students to fill up the forms which I shared through Microsoft form, where I asked you to give your team ID, correct? Similarly, for mathematics department, Ganesh Kadu sir asked you to give your team ID, correct? So that's how it would be. So let me show you how it will be same. No change would be there. For example, if I pick this code, let me pick say this course, some course. So it will be same. No change would be there for you as a student. So you will be automatically registered by us in the course, correct? So right now our courses are not added. So for mathematics as well as computer science, fine. So as and when it gets added, so I will let you know. Fine. So the site I'm pasting here, your exams would be taken on this particular site only, which I'm pasting into comment box. This would be a cloud-based system, so we have not too much worry about. Why, Maimuna, you want submission tomorrow? It is a very simple program. It should not.
I have a problem with the other computer. It's very slow,
Okay, so
sir.
like those are not having problems. Everybody would be having problem probably, but those not having problem can submit today, right? So
Yes.
I have given you this link. You keep in mind that your exam would be conducted on this SPPU LMS, and I am going to create a video for training purpose for the students. Fine, and I will share that link on our Moodle site. Sorry, on our groups. You can forward it to your batchmates even who are not doing this course. Right? For our department, computer science department, I will share it with the placement group as well, so that those can log in and check. Is that fine?
Hello, sir.
Huh.
Sir, will you please add today's program on Moodle?
Yeah, I'm adding that. That's why I tried logging it. I will log out first this. In front of you only, I will do that. I was taking one demonstration today. Some like most of you attempted the quiz today. This is our teacher's UI. So maybe, hopefully, you will pass next year. You will complete your degree. I am saying hopefully because I don't know when you will pass. That's why. So you can be my co-teacher the way that I used your seniors. Fine. So maybe probably next semester you can be my co-teacher, or next year. Now it must be visible to you. So I am supposed to add one more code. Okay, so spelling check. Madhura, I have added all programs now as per your order.
Yes, sir.
हो म्हणते करत तू ऑर्डर दिल्यासारखं.
नाही तसं नाही सर.
ठीक आहे. Okay, no problem. So hopefully we'll meet soon. I assume like university is planning to start sessions from 1st of Jan. Hopefully we'll be meeting. Okay. By the way, have you started filling the exam forms?
तो एग्जाम फॉर्म नहीं आई अब तक.
नहीं आए क्या? Okay, so they will be there. So एग्जाम फॉर्म आपको भरने पड़ेंगे. तो दामोदर सर के पास आप कांटेक्ट कर सकते हो. दामोदर सर को पूछो एग्जाम फॉर्म कब आएंगे, क्योंकि वो डेटा वो अभी एग्जाम कोऑर्डिनेटर है. Fine. Though I collected data of yours, it was because I am going to handle Moodle system from CINS side. That's why.
तो एग्जाम कब से है पर?
मुझे पता चल गया तो तुरंत बता दूंगा मैं.
ठीक है.
Fine. Shall I end? हाँ.
Will you please explain that what we have to do in that assignment?
Yeah, I will.